Hello there, and welcome back to the channel. This is Mels Gaming, here with a video I did not expect I would be making for a very long time. I have a really, just incredibly exciting video for you all today, and I'm kind of in shock that this happened last night. Now, you may have seen my community tab post. I was out here grinding mule deer with a controller with pretty severe stick drift after something was wrong with my other controller and the laptop connection. So I pulled out this old controller so that I could do a bit of grinding while it was a little bit cooler, and this guy ended up spawning, and I screamed. Quite literally, I screamed. I was in call with my buddy Vital Assassin, and he was hunting mule deer on his map after I'd shown him like my setup and everything the day before, and I just started saying, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, because I was so sure that I was gonna be like way behind in terms of getting any kind of Great One mule deer. Like, I have seen so many shot, and it has been amazing to see so many people getting them. Flinter got his, Kyla got hers, and I was like, damn, these things are showing up. I really want to be out there grinding, and, you know, with the heat wave and between my laptop acting weird and controller acting weird, I was like, I think it's going to be a long time before I ever get to see one of these things, and I was pretty sad about it, because I think that they are amazing. And so, last night, when this guy spawned, I just lost my mind, and I had made a joke in the official Discord saying that the title of the video, if one showed up today, or last night when I was grinding, I said I would title it Shooting a Great One with a Controller with Stick Drift. So that will be the title, but I just don't know what to say. I do not know what to say. Like, this lake has been full of just level 2 males. Just full of them. Since I literally got early access to this map. It's had nothing but tiny mule deer. And so I've just ignored it for most of basically any of the time I've been on the map. I did get a cool trophy that wandered past here the other day when I was shooting some mule deer. But I decided last night, I was like, okay, I've only got a handful of bucks that I'm shooting now. Like, literally I had maybe 10, maybe even less. My respawns were acting really weird and really slow, and I was like, right, do you know what? I'm going to go to that lake, I'm going to shoot a couple of those really small level 2s that have been there forever, and make this one of my main grinding lakes, because it's so nice and open, and I thought if a Great One spawned here, it would be fantastic. It's in such a lovely spot, and the next run, this guy was there. And I was like, there is no way. Like, I have been shooting a decent amount of level 5s and everything. My herd management is all well and, you know, going really well. But I was just thinking, like, I wanted a few more bucks to be able to shoot in just a few more locations. Because basically, I was only shooting bucks at about 3 or 4 lakes. So, yeah, just shooting a couple of extra ones seemed to, like, boot everything into working a bit more smoothly, and boom, then the Great One showed up, and I was just like, I literally just shot these tiny bucks that have been here since me getting hold of this map, and now there's a Great One stood there instead, and I couldn't believe it. And you'll see there's a couple of other decent sized bucks in this herd whilst the Great One is here as well, which I did shoot after making this video, but I just can't believe it. He is so gorgeous, that dusky drift fur. So there is a bug, and I'll have to mention this. When we shoot this guy, it will say that he is the fabled Milky Way fur. He is very clearly not the fabled Milky Way. That is the fabled dusky drift. There is a bug at the minute where the fabled dusky drift and the fabled Milky Way are, like, reversed. So the dusky drift is called Milky Way, the Milky Way is called dusky drift. But this is the dusky drift fur type with the velvet rack. And yes, it is a velvet rack. I have seen so many people saying it's not velvet. It, like, especially just when it had just released, like on release day, people saying it's clearly not velvet. Like, that is so clearly velvet. Look at it in the sun, the way it glows. That is just so beautiful. Like, these shots are some of my favourites I've ever got of a Great One. That sunlight, like that glowy sunlight that you get when you're in a snowy environment like this, hitting that velvet and making it light up that golden colour on this dusky drift fur. Oh my days. I was losing my mind. I was like, this is amazing. And trying to get pictures with a controller with stick drift, because it was the right, like, stick that was drifting, and that's the one, like, you use to make, like, all the fine movements. So I was really, really fighting it, and you can probably see it in some of these clips, like, it's going too far in one direction, and then I'm having to really fight it to get it to go where I want. So getting these pictures was extra, extra hard. This became like an extra challenge just to film and photograph and kill this deer, because he spawned while I'm using a controller with stick drift, which is just amazing. It made it just like an extra challenge. I was like, okay, yeah, no, I'm gonna do this. I, maybe could have tried to use keyboard and mouse or something, but I don't use keyboard and mouse. I play on, PC, but I use a controller. So I was well up for the challenge of using one with stick drift over using keyboard and mouse, and we managed it. Also, you'll see this. Sorry about that, but I wanted to leave it in the video, because that's the kind of thing that is also happening when I'm taking pictures. Like, I'm having so many weird issues. But we got him in the snow. We got him in the snow, and this resulted in one of my favourite pictures of him, which at the end of the video I will have like the final versions of some of these pictures that I took, because I, did take a couple of them and just played around with them just to make the background softer and like just focus on the Great One. But look at this guy in the snow. He is so pretty. Like, that was the only time I got it to snow while he was on the map. And I was like, well, between those pictures of him with the snow coming down and the pictures of him with the velvet all lit up, but like with the sun behind him, I was like, there's not really any better pictures I could ask for than that. I'm happy. So, after about hour and a half, 2 hours of chasing this guy around, I decided it was finally time to take him. Now, I did let them go back to their drink zone for this, because I wanted a nice clear shot, because again, stick drift. So I wanted to make sure that I could be as precise as possible. I line up the 308, take the shot, my heart is in my mouth, as it always is at this point. I'm watching the health go down, I'm saying to my buddy, he's going down, he's dropped. And I was like, right, I am now not going to say anything until I've claimed this guy. And my buddy was like, why, are you worried about jinxing it? And I was like, there's something I'll tell you after. No pictures, no more anything, we're just running straight over to claim him, and we're just going to cross our fingers here. Because you can see this run, not a particularly long run, I could see that vital blood, so I knew everything should be okay, but this run over to this buck, it felt like it took about a year to get from where I shot him to where he dropped. And we pick him up, and we hear that music, we see that medal, we got our Great One Mule Deer. I can't believe it! I can't believe it. Just under a week after the map fully released, and we have our Great One Mule Deer. I am so stoked. And this isn't going to be the only one. I, like I said, went and shot the other bucks that were in this herd and quite a few more mule deer after shooting this guy, and I certainly plan on going and shooting a whole lot more mule deer, because I love all the variations for the Great One Mule Deer. I know there's a lot of people that aren't a fan of them, but I like weird antlers, right? In real life, it's a thing that I absolutely love, like collecting deer skulls and antlers, and if I can get like a really weird deer skull or really weird antlers, that's one of my favourite things, because something that I feel like people forget is antlers are a bone structure, right? They grow every single year for, the duration of their life. They grow these bones out of their head, but it also means that they are super susceptible to damage and all kinds of things. Like, there is almost nothing that antlers can't do. I have seen so many crazy things with antlers, and that means, you know, seeing all these amazing looking non-typicals in game, for me, is really exciting. Now, this rack, and I have talked about it in the past, and like when we saw the showcase for like this rack in particular, it being still in velvet could easily be a hormone problem. It happens in real life, and it can get really, really extreme. If you look at like roe deer and stuff where they're not getting the correct testosterone cycle, they'll grow these, they're like called wig bucks or peruke, or you guys might know them as cactus bucks, where they basically just never shed their velvet and just keep growing and growing and growing and growing. And this kind of is what this reminds me of. Yes, it's super uniform and that, which you probably wouldn't see in real life, but it is a great one. So it's almost like it's just having those problems for maybe the first year. It's still trying to grow that super big symmetrical rack that maybe it would have had the year before, but due to an injury or whatever, it's not getting that correct cycle, and it's still in velvet, just with this huge, thick club rack. And I think it looks so unique and amazing, and to see velvet in the game is amazing. I'm so stoked about that, and it gives me hope for future great ones that we might see some velvet antlers, which could be really, really cool. Which, funny enough, in real life, I'm not actually a fan of velvet antlers, like on trophies or skulls or anything. I prefer clean, hard bone antlers. But in game, it looks super, super cool. And I would love to see something like a Great One Caribou that was mid-shed, where they've got all the velvet like strips hanging off and stuff. That could look so cool. But I'm just so stoked with this buck. And every time I see this fur, it reminds me of the Peppermint Great One Fox. And after having 2 Peppermint Great One Fox, I feel like it's really fitting that this was the first fur I got. Same colour palette, same stripes on the legs. So currently, he's in a multi-mount opposite my double Great One Fable Peppermint Red Fox multi-mount. Gosh, that was a mouthful. And yeah, it really fits. He's just so beautiful. Those blue eyes, and just the design of this looks amazing, and the colour combo of like the dark velvet on this particular fur I think looks amazing, and I cannot wait to see what we might get for our other combos. I'm really hoping for the corkscrew rack, again because it's something I have seen in real life deer, so I would love to see that show up on my map, but literally any of them I'll be super excited for. So fingers crossed that this is the first of many. I'm going to keep playing on this controller with stick drift, and we'll see how it goes. Maybe that's the key to my luck, is this slightly broken controller. But that is going to be it for this video, so thank you so much for watching, and for all your support and patience, as always. Like I said, I'm trying my best with making content, but with a move coming up, the very strange British weather at the moment, and everything else in between, I am just trying my best. I don't know when videos will come out, but I will still try and make them when I can. And yeah, I am so stoked about sharing this. I literally cannot wait. As soon as this guy showed up last night, I wished I was streaming, because just getting all those pictures and everything, I was so excited I could burst. Oh, I can't wait. But thank you once again for everything, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.